January 1941. Most of the rest of the world is at war, and it seems that the United States could be pulled into conflict at any moment. President Franklin Roosevelt delivers a State of the Union address that is destined to be remembered forever. The Four Freedoms Speech. In this speech, he outlines four freedoms he believes everyone in the world should possess: the freedom of speech, freedom of worship, freedom from fear, and freedom from want. Nearly 8 full decades have passed since he uttered those words, and they are still considered ideals that both the long-standing governments and emerging democracies aspire to. However, there is one missing that is key to my future contributions to both the United States economy and our society. The fifth freedom: the freedom to fail. Now, why talk about failure? We live in the United States of America, a country that celebrates and cheers success, but does not condemn failure. Look no further than my favorite sport of baseball to know that this is true. Mr. Ty Cobb compiled the highest career batting average in baseball history, 366. Unbelievable to think that over a 24-year career, this man got a hit almost 37 times out of every 100 at-bats. But you have to look at it from the other side. Out of every 100 at-bats that he took, he failed to get a hit 63 times. Hank Aaron hit 755 home runs, but he also made more than 9,100 outs. And needless to say, I do not maintain a straight 100 average in school. I believe that the freedom to fail is the greatest part of the American free enterprise system. It gives you the ability to try again till you found the ideal way to build something. It gives you the ability to brainstorm, edit, and rewrite until you've written a best-selling novel. It gives us ranchers the ability to use different bulls, natural service, artificial insemination, embryo transfer, in vitro fertilization, until we found a method that produces calves that the market demands. Like my dad's always said, life is not a game of perfect. It's about getting as close to that mark as we possibly can, and then lining up to do it again the next day, the next week, or the next calving season. Our history is decorated with inventors, soldiers, and statesmen who stretch ideas of conventional thinking about the world around them. Thomas Edison said that he didn't fail. He just found 10,000 ways to not make a light bulb. James Dyson built 5,127 prototypes of the bagless vacuum cleaner until he found one that worked and that he could market. President Reagan stood in Berlin at the height of power of the Soviet Union and said, "Mr. Gorbachev, tear down that wall." Dreamers, all of them. But today, Western Europe is democratic, and my house is full of light bulbs and one Dyson vacuum. Those three visionaries and countless others tried, failed, and tried again to create a world today that those who lived a mere century ago could not have even dreamed. For an example that hits a little bit closer to home that motivates me every day, my great-great-grandfather had a dream of Brahman cattle lining the pastures of the Gulf Coast of America. He saw how the part Brahman-blooded cattle who had came to the area almost by accident performed and burned with the inner desire to raise the purebred cattle himself. He and his 6 brothers and sisters went out and saved up all their money, bought against every asset they could, put every dollar they could in a pile to buy the cow herd that my family continues to care for today, back in November of 1920. Now, they got off to a flying start, but just 4 short years later, disaster struck. A Christmas ice storm blew in and killed off almost 40% of their cattle herd and plunged them close to bankruptcy. All but one unmarried brother left the ranch and went to the four corners of the map to work, save money, and keep their dream alive. It took them 20 years to do it, but they did it. And my great-great-grandfather, J.W. Sartwelle, well, he only founded our breed association, our family livestock marketing business, and the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. He then raised a big, happy family despite that freeze and the huge financial setback. Yes, I know that is a powerful example that we have to get back off the canvas and tie our gloves back tight, because light ain't a one-round fight. It's not a one-round fight. Now, I try to live my life on a pretty even keel. Don't let the highs get too high, and don't let the lows get too low. Failures are just another chance to get back up and try again harder. But successes and victories should never go to your head. As Mario Cuomo once said, successes might be nothing more than just failures averted in the moment. I am blessed to live in the United States of America, where the free enterprise system is hardwired into our very DNA and built into our Constitution and governance structures. As long as we value the ability to get up and try again, the government will never get in the way of innovation. We have to remember that socialism has failed in every place, every country, every time it has ever been tried. And America will continue to be the shining beacon of light for the rest of the world that it has been for the past 200 years. As for my role in America's future, well, that's still undecided. I'd like to cast my lot in ranching and have a chance to feed others that cannot feed themselves. And my decisions will not always be perfect. And thank God that they don't have to be. But I will always learn from my mistakes, get up and try again the next time. And I will never ever forget that fifth freedom.